Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Caught me in deep one of my favorite novels on Oprah's bestseller. But besides that, it's Cousin Randy with this week's Chug and Chant, baby. Coming to you. All right, I'm ready at any time. Let me get this chug in, and then it's chant time, baby. All right. Yes, it's for my Bengals, baby. Oh my gosh, how I've missed you, fans. We got to get this owner out. Mike Brown's got to go. The guy is old. He's old school. And we got Joe Burrow's contract coming up. What are we going to do? We got to pay this man. And I'm scared he's going to let him walk like he did Carson Palmer. I'm scared he's not going to pay Jamar Chase and going to let him walk. All right, we got to get this guy out of there. They don't even have a practice facility. It's embarrassing. The only team in the North with no indoor practice facility. We got to get this guy out. We got to sell the team, get some new owners in there, new stadium, new indoor practice facilities, someone who can shell out some money. Look at the Rams, what they've done after they moved from St. Louis, built a new stadium, got a new owner. That's how it's done. Mike Brown's got to go. I know all you Cincy fans agree with me, but G-Man, T-Money, where do you stand on Cincinnati getting a new owner?
Hey, Randy. Throwing it down on Cincinnati, man. Should they get rid of the owner? Wow, he's just going right for the top.
He did, didn't he?
Money.
He did. I mean, I get what he's saying. You know, if you're a Joe Burrow fan, you got to be nervous. I mean, this guy's known as one of the cheapest owners in sports, doesn't manage things well. Only the Bengals and the Cowboys don't have a general manager. And he does it because he's cheap. Jerry Jones does it because he wants to be the GM. So there's very different parts of this. And it's just, he's also is one of the poorest owners, not just cheapest, because his only way of making money is through the NFL. He doesn't have an outside business. He was handed this down from his dad, who was grandfathered into the NFL, basically. So his only source of income.
Paul Brown's son. Paul Brown's famous in Ohio.
Exactly. But he was handed this franchise. So his only way of making money is through this franchise. So we need a new, I agree with Randy. We need a new owner in there. I'm nervous he won't be able to keep Joe Burrow. And if that's the discussion, like you don't get points for drafting Joe Burrow when he was the number one pick in the draft. Like you don't get points for that. I don't give the owner points for having the number one pick in the draft. So yeah, I'm nervous as a Bengals fan. And I agree with Randy. He's got to go.
And Randy brings up points. I don't know if I'm ready to fire the guy or get rid of him or whatever, but I see the point that if you look at Browns owner Jimmy Haslam, he had to put $170 million into escrow for Deshaun Watson. The guaranteed money has to be put into an escrow account, and that owner has to come up with that money because it has to be saved for the guaranteed contract. Exactly. So with these new big guaranteed contracts, I guess under the Cardinals contract, it wasn't quite as much money, and they somehow got around that issue. So maybe Mike Brown can get around that issue in Cincinnati and figure out a way that he doesn't have to put everything into escrow like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't have that kind of cash flow, whereas Stan Kroenke, the Rams owner, does. He's a billionaire in his own right. So he can just throw that money down and not worry about it. And he can make all these like awesome signings right now and just load this team up when it's ready. Mike Brown can't do that. And so the best thing for these guys is, Mike Brown gets a little old and is ready to move on and be a little comfier and sells this team, because we need a new owner in there that has enough cash flow and wants to make this a premier franchise. I think that's the biggest thing here is he's fine riding this coattail of a Super Bowl for the next 10 years. He doesn't care to invest. I mean, yeah, he spent money in free agency. That's fine. But you also have to spend a certain amount of money. You're required by the NFL to spend a certain amount of money of your salary cap. So I'm not sold on this guy and never have been.
I think, Randy's not really taking into account that he's not going to leave. Okay. Randy's just making a point that he's worried about it. But there's no way he's leaving. This contract has to be negotiated within the next year. So there's no way this Mike Brown is leaving or anything like that. I think he figures out a way. He keeps him there. The other guy you got to worry about is the Chargers. Justin Herbert comes up next year also, along with Burrow. So I don't know what the
they're looking at
situation is
selling the
out in
team.
San Diego.
They're looking at selling the team as well.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but they're
All
also
right.
in a new stadium. So, you know, they're out in LA. They'll be fine. I'm more worried about.
Well,
go ahead.
In 2005, Randy said Carson Palmer. My stats show me in 2005, Carson Palmer got the contract extension worth $119 million, which was huge money at that time. So the Bengals did in 2005 come up with a big contract for Carson Palmer.
Yeah, but they weren't guaranteed like they are now.
Not guaranteed. No.
Yeah.
You got to put that money away.
Yeah.
So, hey, Team Money, the Bengals are already getting creative. From what I hear, you probably know this. You're a Cincinnati guy, but I hear they're in preparing for all of this. They might sell the stadium naming rights.
Yeah.
I can see Cincinnati Team Money Stadium. You know, get a Team Money naming on that stadium.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that sounds like a great idea. It's just, is $10 million a year going to move the needle for Mike Brown to be able to pay Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T Higgins and all these guys? I mean, they're already struggling to pay their safety right now, who's an all-pro safety.
Overlooking the T Money's house on the south side of the river, the T Money Bungalow. We're going to call it the Bengals T Money Bungalow.
There we go.
T Money going to sell the naming right. Oh, we could put Father, Son, and Holy Sport on that stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we need you fans out there to press and like and subscribe, man. We want to buy the stadium so we can save Joe Burrow.
Come on.
Hey, we hope you love the Chug and Chant from Randy. Special segment brought to you by the Father, Son, and Holy Sport Network. If you're interested in being a guest, man, guest Chug with us. Come on, let's go. All right. Hey, you can find our shows and segments where you find your podcast, where you play your podcast. Look for our website, FatherSonandHolySport.com. We'll see you next week for another Chug and Chant.
All right. Peace.